Welcome to another edition of As the Kayak Rolls. Today we're going to look at footage sent to us by Laura. Laura is going to demonstrate a number of rolls for us, and we're going to dissect what she does right and some things she might want to work on. This first attempt here is off the coast of North Carolina somewhere, and I'm going to stop the video there and go back. Unfortunately, due to the murky water, we can't see a whole lot, but I want you guys to notice the incredible hang time we have here. So her friend is set up so that she can close the distance with Laura and offer her a paddle for a assisted paddle recovery. This paddle is Laura's paddle, but this paddle is her friend in the orange boat's paddle. That's the friend in the orange boat right here. So she came to Laura's aid by throwing her paddle across Laura's deck, or actually it would have been her hull, and then guiding Laura's hand onto the paddle so that Laura could right herself. So I love that. I love that she sent that to us. That was pretty awesome. So good job on that. Let's clear those away and restart the video. Here, we're going to see Laura in a lake, and she is in a different boat, and she is by herself. So, as you'll note, she is right close to the shore. She may even be shallow enough to walk to the shore. But again, we're going to have to deal with the murky water issue. Let's watch this on slow-mo. Actually, we can see it pretty well. It's not bad. I want you guys to look at this here. Let me see. As she's coming up, let's pause it. You can see the majority of Laura's lower body. So that indicates to me that she has come out of position in her boat. A fact that she is going to make clear here in the next second. She's not going to come up in that position. There's no way, but she held herself in kind of a static brace there for a second. She's still got her body and her hands in the right position. She tries to move, and then her butt just comes right out. This very nicely demonstrates the fact that a nicely fitting boat is super important in a case like this. Now Laura is in a better fitting boat. It quite a bit better fits her body, and she is in a pool doing the same thing that the rest of us do during the winter, the rest of us who care about our rolls. She is practicing her roll. So now's where we get to see if we can do anything or give her any advice that will help her improve her roll. We're going to run through the first roll. If I back up a little bit, I like this finishing position where her hands are, and I would like to continue to see her elbow that bent and the elbows continuing to be below her shoulders. This first one looks pretty nice, actually. Now we're on to a second one. Put it on slow-mo. And things aren't quite as tight now. I want you to see, really pay attention to her hand position and also how her arm is pretty extended. The other thing that I would note is this upper arm is actually crossing her body. So I'm going to drag the footage backwards. Let's clear this. Boop. Drag the footage backwards. There's a lot of things going on right here. You'll notice that her body is curved up and away. So she's lifting her head, but she retrieves the situation mainly because she is doing a palata, or an extended paddle roll. Her paddle is super deep in the water. So drag it back one more time. She is laying on her back deck. So to the extent that she is physically capable, she is doing a layback roll. And it does not require that we all look like this next guy that you're gonna see here in just a second. This is not required. I mean, good for him, her, them, that they are that capable of getting to the back deck. Layback roll doesn't require that we all be on the back deck. But one thing I want to point out here is the elbow position and the hand position. In another video, I talked about that T-Rex arms. My husband, who co-teaches with me, calls it the high brace position, which it most certainly is. Whatever language we need to use to make our brain understand that we need to keep our elbows down and the backs of our hands close to our chest, whatever words you need to use to make your brain understand this. I use T-Rex arms because it's easy for me to visualize what little T-Rex looks like with his dinky little arms tucked up against his chest. But this is a really good example, which I swiped off the internet, possibly off of Kayak Roll's website. So I have to thank them for their lovely illustration here. Thank you very much. Come on, girl. Throw yourself in the water. There she goes. I am not going to beat a dead horse here, but let me roll this back a little bit. This arm position right here, what you're seeing right here, that's going to put a lot of pressure on her shoulder. Over time, she's a fairly new roller. She hasn't hurt herself. She's doing really good. She's getting super strong. She's in the gym. She's probably way stronger than I am. She's in the gym all the time. She's really working on her fitness. But I would be concerned over time that what we're seeing here with this arm, let me draw it from a different direction, just the whole arm being so extended, and this being the hand, the control hand, the hand that all the pressure is on, that's going to put a lot of pressure on this shoulder up here. So my one piece of advice for Laura as she goes forward is to think about those T-Rex arms and see what she can do to achieve that position. Although none of us are going to look like that previous illustration from Kayak Rolls. I also want to point out here that Laura is coming up. It's not that she's not coming up. What it is that much like me, you, everybody else, there's always things that we can do to improve. In her case, I'm concerned about her shoulder joint health and the long-term ramifications of this particular roll with that arm really extended. Here, I'm gonna pause it again. You're gonna see, okay, body curving away. Her hand is here, and then that super extended arm, man. I'm sure that if she ran through this footage herself, and she probably did before she sent it to me, she probably already knew all this, but this is a really good illustration for us, and I'm not saying that I look any better. Good night, folks.